1. You indicated that you like to take vacations at home. Do you have someone who you usually spend a vacation with? What do you like to do with this person? And what activities do you do during the vacation? Tell me about how you typically spend a vacation at home in detail. 2. I'd like to know how you talk with someone while having a vacation at home. Who do you usually talk with? What kind of topics do you like to talk about and why? Tell me about with whom and what you like talking about during the vacation in detail. 3. Tell me about the things you usually do at home. What are the activities you usually do? Give me a description with lots of details. 4. You indicated that you spend your vacation at home. What kind of activities do you usually do when you spend time at home? What do you do on weekdays and weekends? And tell me why you like vacations at home. 5. Please tell me about your favorite room. What do you usually do when you are there? Why is it your favorite? Give me as many details about your favorite room. 6. Tell me about how you usually handle your house responsibilities. What is your responsibility at home? How often do you do housework? 7. What is your favorite furniture you often use? How do you use it? What makes it special? Give me as many details about your favorite furniture as possible. 8. What is your favorite home appliance that you often use? And how do you use it? Please provide as many details as possible about what makes it special to you. 9. You indicated in the survey that you like to listen to music. What kind of music do you like? Who is your favorite musician or singer? What kind of music do you like the best? Why do you like this kind of music? 10. I'd like to know how you listen to music. What device do you usually use? Do you have any specific place? Tell me where you like to listen to music in detail. 11. What kind of music device do you use when you listen to music? What features does it have? And tell me why you use it with a lot of details. 12. Now, tell me about the types of music or songs you like to sing. What is your favorite song? How did you get to like this song? 13. Now, think back to your first concert. When and what kind of concert was it? Who did you go with? And how did you first become interested in going to concerts since then? 14. I'd like to know about how you first became interested in concerts. What made you like to see concerts? Tell me everything you can remember with a lot of details. 15. Let's talk about how you first became interested in music. What made you like listening to music? Tell me everything you can remember about your interest. 16. You indicated in the survey that you like to sing. When and how often do you sing? Do you sing alone or in a group? What kind of songs do you usually sing? And tell me why you like singing in detail. 17. I'd like to know about how you first became interested in singing. What made you like to sing songs? Tell me everything you can remember with a lot of details. 18. You indicated in the survey that you like to go to parks. What do you usually do before going to the park? What activities do you normally do when going to the park? 19. People go to parks for different purposes. Talk about what people in your country do at parks. What kind of activities do they like to do? Tell me the activities in detail. 20. You indicated in the survey that you like to walk. How many times do you walk a week? And tell me why you like walking in detail. 21. When did you first become interested in jogging? Did someone or something particularly make you interested in jogging? Tell me how you became interested in jogging in as many details as possible. 22. You indicated in the survey that you like to jog. How often do you go out for a jog? And what do you prepare for jogging? 23. What types of clothing and shoes do you wear for jogging? Are there any reasons for wearing those clothes? Please discuss the items you usually bring for camping with a lot of details. 24. Jogging is a good activity for health. What are some advantages of jogging? Tell me why you like jogging in as many details as possible. 25. You indicated in the survey that you like to hike. How many times do you go out for a hike? And tell me why you like hiking in as much detail as possible. 26. Tell me what types of clothing and shoes you wear for jogging. Are there any reasons for wearing those clothes and shoes? Please discuss the items that you usually bring for hiking in detail. 27. How did you first become interested in hiking? When was it? Did someone or something particularly make you interested in hiking? Tell me about it in as much detail as possible. 28. People go to the mountains for different purposes. Probably, they want to enjoy hiking or nature. Tell me why people in your country like to go to the mountains. 29. You indicated in the survey that you like to go to the beach. Who do you usually go there with? What activities do you like to do when going to the beach? 30. You indicated in the survey that you like to go camping. Who do you like to go camping with? When do you usually go camping? Why do you go with this person? And tell me everything you do while camping. 31. Let's talk about what you prepare for camping. It could be clothing or some gear. Describe the items you bring when you go camping. And tell me why you bring them with you, in detail. 32. It's important to spend time together as a family. When do you spend time at home with your family? What do you usually do with your family members? 33. Describe a family or a friend you have. What is he or she like? What is special about that person? Give me some details about that person. 34. Now, tell me what you usually talk about with your family or friends. What kind of topics do you share? 35. Appointments are made for a variety of reasons. Some of these include appointments with a doctor, dentist, teacher, friend, or someone else. What types of appointments do you usually make? Who do you typically have appointments with? 36. Let's talk about your friends or relative you would like to visit. Who is a person? How did you become close to the person? Why do you like to visit the person? Describe the person as much as you can. 37. Let's talk about gatherings and celebrations in your country. When do people gather or celebrate together? And tell me what people do when they are gathering. 38. Let's talk about events or festivals in your community. What events are there? When are they held? And tell me where the events take place. 39. Now, tell me how you spend time when you're on trips. Who do you like to go with? Tell me about your trips in detail. 40. Let's talk about how people in your country spend their free time. What kind of activities do they like to do? With whom do they usually spend free time? 41. Let's talk about how people in your country spend vacations. Do they like to spend time with their family or friends? What kind of activities do they like to do? 42. Tell me about what you do at a hotel. Where do you like to visit? And tell me the activities you do when you are at a hotel. 43. Let's talk about family holidays in your country. What kind of holidays are there? What do people typically do to celebrate those holidays? 44. There can be many ways to celebrate a holiday. How are holidays celebrated in your country? And what kinds of special food are prepared? 45. Many people like shopping. Tell me where you usually like shopping. When do you go shopping, and who do you usually go with? What do you usually buy? 46. I'd like to know how you became interested in shopping. When was it? Did someone or something particularly make you interested in shopping? Tell me about it in as much detail as possible. 47. Tell me about the foods eaten in your country. What kinds of foods do people eat? What is a popular dish? And what is special about this dish? 48. I'd like to know about the mealtime in your country. What happens before, during, and after a meal? 49. What kinds of things do you usually do in order to maintain your health? And tell me about the food you should eat to be healthy. What are they? Tell me in as much detail as possible. 50. Let's talk about healthy foods. What kind of foods are there? And tell me about the kind of foods you eat to stay healthy. 51. I would like to know where you typically purchase healthy food. Do you have any specific places for buying healthy food? What types of healthy foods do you often buy there? 52. How did you first get to eat healthy food? Where was it, and what was the occasion? How did you feel about that experience? 53. Let's talk about a healthy person you know. What do they usually do to stay healthy? What foods do they like? Why do you think the person is so healthy? 54. Let's talk about how people in your country maintain health. What kind of foods do they eat to stay healthy? What activities do they do? Tell me in as much detail as possible. 55. Now, tell me how you buy clothes. Where do you usually like shopping for clothes? 56. I'd like to know how people wear in your country. What kind of clothes do they wear in each season? 57. What do you usually do when you go to the grocery store? How much time do you spend shopping? Explain what you do before and after your grocery shopping. Give me all the details for grocery shopping. 58. What kind of things do you do on the internet? Do you find out about new things or shop for stuff online? Tell me about the most ordinary things that you do on the internet. 59. When did you use the internet for the first time? Do you use it a lot these days? How much time do you spend on the internet each day? 60. Let's talk about people who you know use the internet. Are there any popular websites? Tell me about the most ordinary things that they do on the internet. 61. I'd like to know about a website that you often visit. Why do you like to visit this website? What kind of things can you find on this website? Please give me details about this website. 62. Let's talk about how you watch TV. And, where and how do you watch TV? And, tell me about your favorite TV show. Why do you like it? Give me all the details. 63. Today, there are many kinds of technology that helps us live more conveniently. What kind of technology do you usually use? Why do you think you use the technology? 64. Tell me about the technologies that are popular in your country. Which technology do people use the most there? What is it used for? Explain why they like to use it in detail. 65. Talk about major industries in your country. What is the rising or promising industry? And, tell me what benefits or positive impacts provide in detail. 66. Now, talk about a well-known company in the industry you just mentioned. What are the characteristics of the company? Why do you think that company is so famous? 67. Describe the companies or industries that people want to work in these days. What type of business is there? Why do people want to enter that company these days? 68. Let's talk about how you make calls. How often do you make calls? Where do you usually make phone calls? And what do you usually talk about on the phone? 69. I'd like to know about the features you like in your mobile phone. What are they? Why do you like them? Please give me as much detail as possible. 70. Tell me about the features of the mobile phones people in your country like. What do they like? And, why do you like them? Please give me as much detail as possible. 71. Tell me about neighboring countries around your country. What are the culture and people like there? What are the famous landmarks in neighboring countries, such as museums? Please explain them in detail. 72. I'd like to know about how you use transportation. What kind of transportation do you usually use? How often do you use it, and why? Tell me in as much detail as possible. 73. How do people in your country move around? What kind of transportation do people take? Do people drive or use other means of transportation such as the train or the bus? Tell me everything about how people move around. 74. What kind of services do you normally use at a bank? How often do you go to the bank? Tell me what you do at the bank in as much detail as possible. 75. What is the weather like in your country? What is each season like? Tell me about the season and weather in detail. 76. What kind of outdoor activities do people in your country do? Do they enjoy things like jogging, cycling, or hiking? Why do they like to do those activities? Please tell me as much as possible.